Well, greetings and salutations, one and all, to the Super Review Show's mixed bag coming to you live once again from Two Capes tonight. Uh, Happy Valentine's Day, first and foremost, to all of our viewers out there. We are recording this as of February 14th, 2024, Valentine's
This
Day.
year of our Lord 2024.
Yes, and I'm joined by my incredible, super talented, awesome, incredible friend, Bill Murphy. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, how you doing, good buddy?
Doing good. 10-4 over and out. Listen, so given that it's Valentine's Day, we decided Bill came up with a really good topic for tonight, and tonight's topic is
Okay, so first of all, your entertainment is two single guys talking about couples. So that's going to be entertainment for you all tonight. I hope you enjoy. Um,
indeed.
we're going to be talking about tonight the best couples that you see in movies and TV shows.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring up a bunch of examples, but we can go from like Leonard and Penny from Big Bang Theory, or I don't know. There's a bunch of ones that we came up with tonight, but we have a good show for you. So don't worry. So sit
Yeah,
back,
we're
relax, and
going
enjoy.
off the cuff here, folks.
We're gonna keep it laid back. It's Valentine's Day. We're keeping it laid back. We're just gonna
It's also Ash
enjoy this.
Wednesday. As you can see, I have the ash on my head.
For those who watch us live, Bill has an ash on his forehead because today's also Ash Wednesday for all you Catholics out there.
So hope you went yet. Got your ashes today.
Yes, I did not. I was at work. It's
Shame.
okay. Yeah,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
no, it's all good. But regardless, though, we're gonna start our show tonight, and we're gonna talk about Bill. Which one do you want to start with tonight?
Huh. You're putting me on the spot here.
Do you want me to go first? Is that okay?
Or is this payback for all those Super Bowl halftime shows I made you watch for last week?
No. So yes, the halftime shows was a great episode, but don't get me wrong. I'll go first tonight. I always start with you, anyways.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, since we brought up the Big Bang Theory, let's talk about Big Bang. If I could type for my life as I put do our podcast, Big Bang Theory, a great show that ran from 2007 to 2019.
I used to really be into it, but I just fell out of with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those shows where it had like the first 3 or 4 seasons, or even the fifth season, was great. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who've never seen the show Big Bang Theory, it's basically a show about these nerds and how they play like games and they watch. It's kind of like what we do on a daily basis, right, Bill?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like the Big Bang Theory is like what nerds do on their own time and how they try and get a girlfriend here and there, or they try and like I don't know, it's a really great show. It lasted for like what, how many 14? How many seasons was it? I
A lot.
forget. A lot. Like 2007 to 12, if I can count. 2007 to 2019. It lasted a long time. But alas, it ended back then. And the series finale, I never really touched on this, but the series finale was great. My God, this series finale was actually really good. It ended on a really good note compared to most shows that end terribly. They took note of like how to end it and they ended it properly, which was great.
With Sheldon
Um,
winning the Nobel Prize.
yeah, we're showing a Nobel Prize. But the reason why I'm bringing up Big Bang Theory as my first, show, of course, is the chemistry between Johnny Galecki and what's her face?
Haley
What's
Coco.
Kaylee Coco? Yep. The two of them, and also, and later on, like Howard and Bernadette will later become something, and then eventually Sheldon and Amy, or as they refer to them on the show, Shamey, became a thing. It really evolved from like this. The show took a couple of dips here and there, of course, like any show does. But the chemistry initially between Leonard and Penny was really, really good, actually. Like on screen, like you believe it. I mean, it's a sitcom and they have a live audience, all this stuff. But it ran a really good like story between the two of them.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Johnny Galecki and Kaylee Cuoco, I think they actually dated before the show started.
I want to say I don't know that offhand. I mean, I'm
I
not
may
sure.
be right,
You may be crazy, Bill.
but I just may be the lunatic you're looking for.
Well, Billy Joel, don't sue us. But anyways, no, that's a great show. And listen, Johnny Galecki, a lot of people forget about this. He's the kid from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Did you know that?
What, Clark's kid?
Yeah. What's his face? Chevy Chase Clark Griswold, his son is
Played by Johnny
Johnny
Galecki.
Galecki. Like he actually was the kid from Christmas Vacation. I don't know if you knew that. That's true though. That's actually true. Then he got
Did
his
not
big
know
break
that.
with. This has been a fun edition of I don't even know. I'm not gonna go off it because it doesn't have the same ring as Random Facts with Bill, but you know what I mean. No, great, but like but yeah, Johnny Galecki was the kid from Christmas Vacation in 1989. I don't even know, but
88,
it's
89.
88, whatever, somewhere around there. God knows what. But this is a great show, and the chemistry initially these between Johnny Galecki and Kaylee Cuoco or Coco, I think, right? Coco or Cuoco, I forgot.
Quaco.
Cuoco, thank you. They the chemistry is really great between them. And if you've never seen Big Bang Theory, I recommend it. It's on, I think, Max or HBO Max or whatever it is. It's on there. And if you want to watch it, they have all like 12 or 13 seasons like ready to go, like that. So, and it's a really just fun show. I mean, it's about like, for those you don't know, it starts off with like the two, Sheldon and Leonard, Leonard and Sheldon just like being nerds, venting about everyday, you know, everyday like stuff that in the world of pop culture, like Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, DC. And they had a lot of good guests on the show too. Like they had Leonard Nimoy at one point. They had like Mr. James Earl Jones at one point, who played and voiced Darth Vader was on the show. And like, oh my god, it's really great humor. It's really funny, really good show overall.
And you know what was also very touching? They had Stephen Hawkins on there.
Yeah, they had a lot of celebrities who actually passed away on this show too, which
And
is
you know what? I don't know if you remember this one thing. They paid tribute to Stephen Hawkins by having like a watch or something that Stephen Hawkins probably sent out before he died
oh
and
really okay.
engraved, many happy years to you and Amy,
Mm,
to Sheldon.
wow. The more you know. I never knew that. That's actually pretty interesting. So,
But
but yeah, great show.
yeah, but with the relationships here, since it is Valentine's Day,
Yes,
since
back to our topic.
with the relationships, um, you got to look at it this way with the relationships. I think Howard and Bernadette's is the best
I would say so. I would agree with that. Why is that exactly?
because I feel like, at first it was kind of shaky when they first met each other, but then as it grew,
Initially, yeah.
you could see them having good chemistry with each other. You can see them, and you know how they do make adjustments in their lives. Because remember, if you remember, at first Bernadette did not want to have children, and at the end of the show they had two.
Hmm. Even Penny was on toward the end there too. She actually at the series finale, she had a baby.
Yeah, but you know what? I think with Penny and Leonard,
Yeah,
my thing is, I feel like it was just a relationship of convenience.
really? How so?
Because we saw Penny's failed relationships, we saw Leonard's failed relationships. And sometimes things like that happen. You realize you're friends, and sometimes great romantic relationships start off as friendships.
That is true. I mean, this has been dating advice 101 with Bill.
Yeah, I'm the last person you want to receive dating advice from. But
Well, no, but you're not wrong, though. I mean, it's a side tangent for 1 second, ladies and gents, children of all ages who are listening to us. It's true though. If you have a long-term friend and you think he or she is cute or whatever, give it a shot. You never know.
sometimes it's weird though. It's
It's
weird
I
because
think it's
if this is
awkwardly
someone
weird
you've known for,
for 10 years or 20
like, if
years as
this
your
is
life.
someone you've been a childhood friend, I'm not saying the childhood sweetheart thing doesn't exist. It does.
It does exist.
I know people who've been.
Who've got
I'm sorry, folks. I have a little bit of a frog in my throat. Anyway.
you're good, bud.
Okay, sorry about that, people. Um, oh, childhood sweethearts. That's what I was talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but sometimes if you have a childhood friend and you know them for a long time, sometimes that could string up feelings, but at the other time, it gets to the point where you feel like more like siblings than a potential partner.
Yeah, we've all been there and we've all done that. But it's the truth though. What you said though is true. So and then
Because, I have female friends who I've known for a very long time, and I think they're lovely people. But, I don't see myself getting into a romantic relationship with them
exactly
because
because you
these are
don't.
people I've known for a while, even people I haven't known for years. Like I have a very good friend I knew in college who,
Yep,
even though we were friends, there was really no feelings, and our relationship is totally platonic. But
some things are like that,
it can happen. And, it
and
does take a while for this relationship to develop
especially on Big Bang Theory.
for all the relationships.
Yeah, for Shamey, for Sheldon and Amy, for Leonard and Penny, and then Howard and Bernadette. So even Raj found something. No, Raj didn't find anyone, right?
Well, I think he was dating someone, but
He dated someone, but I forget who it was. Like it was, it
I
didn't.
really liked when he was dating the deaf girl. I thought that was kind of interesting
That's funny, actually. That's a good angle.
because,
So
it shows about what's it like to date someone with a disability.
yeah, exactly, and that's the deeper part of the show. Yeah.
What's
So
it like to date? I kind of wish that relationship worked out because it would have been like, what is it like? And hold on to that thought for later because I got something. So hold on to that thought, folks.
I got it. It's in my hand. You're good.
But it showed what is it like dating someone who has a disability.
That's true. Um, yeah, so that was my first pick. That was Big Bang Theory. I think the chemistry between the couples on the show actually really showed a progression over like what 11, 12, 13 seasons or whatever long it was. It was a really good run of how it evolved from just nerds being nerds and guys being guys to people being people, which is not something you don't see that often. I kind of wish we had more like shows like this nowadays too.
Yeah. Okay,
So
you ready for my first one?
go, Bill, go.
I'm starting off, folks, with a classic.
Talk to me.
And who doesn't like a classic?
Oh, we all love classics. What do you got?
I'm going with Homer and Marge Simpson.
Homer and Marge. Do tell.
Okay. I am going to be honest with all you lovely folks out there. You know why? Because I love you. I love you people so much.
We love our viewers and listeners. We love you guys.
But I will admit I had stopped watching The Simpsons
5 seasons ago? No, I'm just kidding.
probably. Like every Sunday night I just watch the new one, but I don't like the new Simpsons.
Yep.
But here's the thing. And but I was watching Modern Simpsons lately because for those who don't know, about a month ago I had COVID.
Yep. Spoilers.
Let's say it together, JT. One, two, three.
Thanks,
Thanks,
COVID.
COVID.
Yep. Without COVID, our show would not exist. Just saying.
So, we have to look at the positive
Yes.
that, something good came out of COVID. This.
Our podcast.
But anywho,
Marge and Homer. Talk to me.
okay, Marge and Homer Simpson are, they're just, listen, they're not perfect. Like they have their flaws. Homer gets into stupid situations. Like there was this one episode, it was one of the earlier ones when Homer took his straight-laced neighbor, Ned Flanders, to Vegas and they accidentally got married. And then episodes later, with this, it revealed that Homer was still married to the woman he met in Vegas. And listen, I understand why Marge was angry, and I made this joke with JT before because about 2 years ago I went to Vegas and you remember this joke, JT? I said, JT, if I come home with a mysterious woman, are you going to be saying, hey, bud, congrats? Or what the hell happened? You're on mute.
Option number two.
You'd be like, what the hell happened?
Yep.
And I can understand what Marge is saying. Why Marge would be upset.
Yeah.
I can understand why Marge would be upset. But okay, I disagree with the caption here about Marge and Homer being an unhappy marriage. Because listen, are they perfect? No. But like Homer is not a perfect person. Like, I will be honest, he's dumb as a rock. But he's a good husband. He's a good dad.
Boy.
He has his moments. But but like with but at least Homer and Marge, when they get into situations, they do try to, they do try to help, they do help each other out and get them out of it. The only thing I'll say that Homer's not a good father is, and if you're all longtime viewers of the show, you know what I'm talking about. Bart,
Mm,
you've seen it. Why, you little? And Homer just chokes Bart,
yeah. I mean, I've never seen an episode of The Simpsons, but I know what you're
which
talking about.
is going to change.
It's gonna
One of
change.
Yeah, I have decided I'm going to tie JT down and make him watch all 34 seasons. Yeah, we're not going to do that. I'm
No.
sure that's probably illegal somewhere
That's why illegal in their town.
in their town. What state is it in? I don't know. Nobody knows what state it's in.
And it's in like oh wait, what's Family Guy's town?
Quahog, that's in Rhode Island.
Oh, maybe it's in there.
Because there's so many different Springfields.
There's Springfield, Mass.
There's Springfield, Massachusetts. There's Springfield, Illinois, the home of our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's so many. There's so many of them. I wonder if that's going to be the series finale. We're finally going to find out what state they're in.
Yeah, they're gonna put it up on the town. We forgot to put it up
We were in Massachusetts.
this whole time. What?
We were in Illinois.
Exactly. Hawaii. I don't know.
But
So
anyway, they seem like a loving couple. They seem, there's times that Marge has to call Homer out on his BS. But you know what? That's kind of the grounds of a relationship. Sometimes if your partner is doing something wrong, you need to call them out. But I'll tell you this. They seem like a loving couple, but I'm gonna say this. At least they're not Peter and Lois from Family Guy.
ain't that the truth?
Oh, I could go on a whole rant about why they're a terrible couple, but
No, we don't have to do that. This is about positive couples.
damn it, I was ready for that rant. Anyway,
Sorry, Bill.
but no, they do seem like a good couple together. High school sweethearts and everything.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right. Next,
My pick.
your pick.
Well, how to explain, shall we? So we're gonna leave Springfield and we're gonna go to Seattle.
Frasier.
Not Frasier himself, because he never. For those of you who don't know, Frasier, like the TV show Frasier Crane never really got resolved. Even in the new reboot or revival, they never like resolved him as a character. But I'm not talking about Frasier Crane. I'm actually talking about his brother, Niles Crane. Cabernet, Cabernet, please. But of course, Niles and Daphne. For okay, super long-winded backstory. To the Cliff Notes version. Frasier moved back to after Cheers. Frasier moves back to Seattle. His dad moves in. He's with then they hire home health care aide from England, who is played
Daphne.
by Daphne, who is Jane Leeves in real life, and Frasier's brother for 5 seasons And remember, like I've said this before, I was saying that over the course of 2022, I watched this entire show from start to finish over the course of 8 months, and it was glorious. But Niles and Daphne eventually, spoilers, get married and have a child in the series finale. Sound familiar, anyone? Big Bang Theory. Um, this show with Niles and Daphne. Listen, Niles made the show what it is. His on like David Hyde Pierce just being hysterical with Daphne Moon made it that just awesome, that perfect, that chemistry was undeniable. And Daphne and Frasier, Daphne and Niles, excuse me, played off each other so well, and the chemistry was just uncontrollably perfect between the two of them. Whoops. And eventually at the end of season 5, they do get together because trying not to get super in depth there because if you've never seen Frasier, it's on Paramount Plus. I recommend you watch it. It's from start to finish. It's a fantastic show. But the end of the show, at the end of season 5, Daphne and Niles hit it off. Daphne's left at the altar, and she realized that she loves Niles, and Niles realizes he loves Daphne. And throughout the whole show, once they get together, like in season 6 and 7, it kind of gets like a little, what's the word? A little like the show kind of loses a little bit of its magic because like the part of the magic of what it was seeing Niles' reactions to just Daphne being Daphne. It wasn't just Frasier. It wasn't just Kelsey Grammer. It was actually just like their chemistry on screen, and it worked beautifully. But when they got together, it was still they. I believed it. I believed that these two were meant to be. After all this time, after Niles had Maris, and Maris was never. By the way, Maris was never on screen. She was never physically on screen at all. No, Niles' ex-wife Daphne is on screen the whole time, where Maris was never was. But was just Niles and Daphne on Frasier was perfect, for lack of a better word. But I know you haven't seen any of Frasier, right? Or a
No,
couple
I've
of
seen some episode of the old one or the new one.
the old one from 1993 to 2004.
I've seen some episodes.
Okay, and it is funny. You have to. It's just such
Yes.
a Cabernet. I could talk like Frasier all day. A little more
My
warm.
favorite Frasier moment, though. You should be wheels and right on my brain.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Um, um, why not whine a little? Because I'm Kelsey Glamorous Fraser Crane. He's so fun. I'm listening.
It's such a smart show.
It's the most successful spinoff ever. Because let's not forget, it was a spinoff of Cheers. They said the executives at NBC were like, maybe we could take this character, Dr. Fraser Crane, and make its own show out of it. Sure enough, it worked. And then it worked so well, they revived it in 2023. And it was I will say this though, we talked about this before. The new run of Frasier is really good. It's not quite as good as the original, but it is very, very good.
Or my personal favorite. Remember? Yeah, going. My sister is the of the provost of Yale. Yale, don't yell at me.
Oh my god. It's so yeah. No, the chemistry between all these characters too is just incredible. Like there's John Mahoney too, and he's not my uncle, I swear. Uh, but or my cousin, my distant relative, John Mahoney. It's a common last name, people. But
Maybe I
no,
hear those blues are calling.
tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Mercy.
I wonder
That's
how
actually
those
my
taste
ringtone.
together.
What's that?
I wonder how those taste together, tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Hmm. I might have to try it. No, but that just for those of you who know me personally, that is my ringtone. So if someone calls me, that automatically starts ringing. And they may be hearing the blue. That theme song kicks in. It's really
Like
funny.
I could show you an example and call him right now, and that'll play.
Please don't, Bill. We're doing a show. We're
It'd
doing our
be
podcast.
funny.
No, 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 no. We don't have to do that. Don't worry. No, but like this. But bottom line, the actual chemistry between Niles and Daphne is incredible on Frasier. It is just such a funny show with incredible chemistry between the two actors and the two characters too. They rubbed it off together perfectly on screen. But that is my next pick was Frasier with Niles and Daphne. Bill, what do you got up next?
Okay, I was going to say this for later, but I can't really think of anything else right now, so we might as well go. We might as well roll with this one. Okay, this is a more modern example.
Okay.
Sean and Leah from The Good Doctor.
Okay. The good, not the good dinosaur. Sorry.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
Yeah. Why? All right.
Okay,
Good doctor.
Sean
Talk to me.
and Leah. Okay, for those of you who have not seen this, for those of you who have not seen the show, all two of you. Nah, I'm sure there's more than two people who've seen the show.
I have not seen it. Please don't kill me. But I do. I know it's good though. I've heard it. I heard it's very good.
And by the way, this next week, this is starting its final season.
Wow. How many seasons does it run for?
Will be its seventh season.
Wow. Good for the show. Good for them.
You
Good for the
know,
good.
I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I'm gonna go on a quick
No.
tangent if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you know what I maybe it is the right time to end the show.
I mean, did they pause because of COVID, right? Or no?
As in pause, they started for COVID. They started the season. I remember that year they started in November instead of September.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
But other than that, yeah. But Sean's played by Freddie Highmore.
Hmm.
That name ring a bell to you, JT?
Freddie, what was it?
Highmore.
No, doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, let me help you out. He was Charlie in the 2005 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Well, I'll be damned. This has been Random Facts with
What's
Bill.
with Bill? What's with Bill?
Woo! Random Facts with Bill tonight.
You still got to give Vinny his T-shirt, by the way.
Yes, our dear friend Vinny actually guessed what song that was, and he was right. And we have yet to get him a shirt.
So, what
Vinny,
does he win? First of
he,
all,
Vinny wins a T-shirt signed by us, Bill.
signed by me.
Yes,
And
yes.
you know what? Also, he wins
He also wins
my
your
respect.
your respect. Exactly.
Isn't that the best prize of all?
It's the greatest prize of all, Bill. Your
He
respect.
won my respect. But
Crazy. But go on, do a doctor.
okay, good doctor. All right. So the show is about Sean Murphy, played by Freddie Highmore, who is a doctor that has autism. About a doctor who has autism.
Yep.
And the show is just, his life as a doctor. But then, some romance gets involved. When he meets Leah, this is the whole timeline of their relationship. They met in season 1 when Leah was Sean's neighbor. When she just went to go borrow some batteries from him. And yeah, so folks, gentlemen, if a woman's coming to your door asking you for batteries, keep an eye on that. Maybe it'll bloom into something.
You've heard it here first from Bill.
And so, and then, they went on a road trip together, but then Leo went home for the rest of the first season. And we didn't see her for the rest of the first season.
Dun dun dun. Just kidding.
But then she came back in the beginning of the second season. Okay, this is the thing, is the first season, Leah was mainly just like a recurring character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she popped up here and there. I would say starting in like the second season, she became more of a regular.
Regular series character. Okay.
starting in season two, she became more of a regular. Because here's what happened. She came in the yeah, I'm giving you the whole timeline here, folks. She
You're good.
came in the second season. She came back, and like for the first two or three episodes, they weren't talking. Like, because Sean was mad that Leah left, and then she moved in with him, and they were roommates. And for the rest of the second season, Leah was dating around, and I think Sean still had feelings. But then the love triangle begins. Are you ready for a good old fashioned love triangle?
Dun dun dun. Go for it.
Love triangles! They're scary.
Ooh.
Another woman comes into Sean's life.
And what happens?
Okay, there was a woman, her name was Carly. Okay, a lot of people had mixed feelings about Carly. I kind of liked her, but a lot of people thought she was very infantilizing of him. If you don't know what that means, there's this wonderful thing. It's called a dictionary. Go look it
Yeah.
up.
Look it up.
And yeah, so anyway, Sean met Carly at the end of season two. They ended up getting together in season three.
Okay.
And Sean and Leah still live together. But that's an awkward situation, don't you think?
Yeah, if they're living together and they're not together.
Because Leah's been dating around, and okay, there are and then I remember in one episode when Sean tells Carly, well, Carly goes up and tells Sean because there was an episode where they were double dating with Leah and her date, and they were all doing karaoke together, and then Carly tells Sean at the end of the episode, one of the saddest breakups you'll ever see.
Mm.
Like, there is a choir version of the song "The One I Love" by REM.
Yeah.
This one goes out to the one I love.
Right.
And that's not a love song, by the way, folks.
No, no. If you look up the lyrics to the one I love by REM,
So tonight, if after this you want to have a little Valentine's Day fun with your sweetheart, please don't play that song.
no, no, do not play REM's the one I love at all.
Because you know what? What if you said to a woman, honey, you're a simple prop that occupies my time?
That sounds so terrifying. Oh my God. Like,
Yeah, and you know what the next response should be out of her mouth? Yeah, I think it's best we see other people.
oh, dun dun dun.
Please don't, gentlemen, don't call your girlfriend or your wife a simple prop that occupies your time.
Yeah, and then it goes like fire in that song. That's not a great song to play at all on. Ah, the music overlies the meaning of that song. Anyways,
But anyway, while that is playing in the background, Carly goes, Sean, I think you love Leah, and I think you need to tell her.
and
And then, and like, there are some back and forths whether they like Leah doesn't want to get with Sean. And, there could be a couple of factors why. One, maybe because what we have said, when you're friends with someone for so long and it goes into a relationship,
yep,
maybe that is a factor.
yeah,
Maybe the autism thing might be a factor.
we won't know until it comes back later this month. All right.
Well,
Oh no.
no, you'll know more in a minute because I'm gonna tell you.
Oh,
But
there we go.
but anyway, but then something happens, and then at the end of season three, Sean and Leah get together.
They get married or they get together.
They get together,
Okay.
and then season four happens, and they get pregnant. Unfortunately, they lose the baby.
Oh no.
And but then at the end of the season, but okay, Sean and but then at the end of the season they get engaged.
Yeah.
Then the end of season 5 they get married. And then at the end of season 6 they have a baby.
Wow.
So, okay. And here's a few things. Here's where I knew they were going to get together. Season 1, there is an episode where Sean's at a convenience store and it's during a robbery.
Mm,
And he kind of blames Leah in his head because she stole his apple and it threw him off schedule. And
right.
at the end of the episode, Leah gives Sean an apple back, and then he goes to his store, goes, I made a mistake today. And then Leah hugs him. And I'm thinking, could we possibly be seeing something brewing here? And no, because I thought, because there was this other girl in The Good Doctor. Her name's Claire.
Okay.
She left after season 4. I thought they were going to get together because I thought, like, okay, Claire kind of understands him. He's kind of in, he's in her, she's in his world a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think it's best that him and Claire stay platonic. But anyway, but another, because in season 3, there was an episode Sean goes away to Wyoming to try to reconcile with his dying father.
Mm,
And Sean decides to invite Leah, his friend, rather than his current girlfriend, Carly. And I may have talked about this before, but there's a part when Sean's father dies, and when Dr. Glassman, who is played by Richard Schiff, tells Sean, goes, Sean, he died. Do you want to stay for the funeral? Or do you want to go home? Goes, I want to go home. Go, okay. And then Leah comes, Sean's like upset and he's like hitting his head like that.
oh, yep, yep.
And Leah goes, Sean, Sean. And she just holds him while he sobs. Like, I'm wondering, is there something brewing here? Or is it just maybe someone comforting their friend who's going through,
But he's confused and he's wondering what
like,
is this?
I'm sitting there wondering, like, is there something brewing between Sean and Leah? Or maybe this is just someone comforting their friend during a rough time?
Right.
But as the show went on, like, there are people who absolutely hated Leah for the longest time.
Mm,
Like, and but the relationship itself, it shows that what we just brought up with the Big Bang Theory
yeah.
about about when Raj was dating
Oh, the girl with that was deaf.
the girl that's deaf.
Yeah.
But this kind of brings back to this point. Like, what is it like dating someone who has a disability?
Right. No, it's true. Yeah, you're right.
And I think this actually shows a perfect example of it.
Hmm.
And Leah does have to deal with some of Sean's idiosyncrasies. And in the potential future, like, folks, we got to be honest with you. Like, they gave a birth to a baby at the end of the season last year.
Well,
And, one thing when they were pregnant with their baby who they ended up losing, the one question that she was very concerned about was, is Sean's autism genetic? Like, is there a chance that their baby is going to be autistic?
right. In real
Like,
life, that
listen,
is a possibility too. So,
what was that?
No, I was just saying in real life that definitely is a factor in real life too. So
Like, listen, we're not doctors, we're not experts, we're just two guys who do a podcast out of our basements.
yes, we do.
And we have no shame in that.
No, we love doing it too, which is the best part.
Unless you guys want to chip in some money and we could do it in a studio, we would be opposed to that.
We do on our YouTube channel. We have a Patreon if you want to support that too.
If you want to see us do this in a studio, then we wouldn't be opposed to that.
As a panel of people too. Why not?
But no, I really like them as a couple because it really shows that I'm sure dating someone with a disability isn't easy. I'm sure marrying someone with a disability isn't easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And why I like this so much is she doesn't talk down to him. She doesn't infantilize him. Okay, you know
Yeah.
what? I've used the word twice already. I might as well tell you all what it means. Basically means treating someone like a child.
Right.
So there, I saved you a trip to the dictionary. You're welcome.
Yes, this has been dictionary.com with Bill.
But and Leah treats Sean as an equal. And she doesn't date him as like a charity case. And you know, it really shows on Sean's side that and this is the general message of the show, in my eyes, that someone with autism can live a generally normal life.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying that about all people with autism. There are cases where people who are on the spectrum can't live normal lives
true. Yep.
and they do need assistance. But that's not what we're talking about here.
No.
But that people like Sean can have jobs, that they can live on their own, they can be in relationships, they can get married, they can have families. And you know, and I am sad to say that the show's going to be ending this year because this is the one thing I actually do want to see that I'm actually very interested for season 7. Sorry, another tangent. We always see shows about parents with autistic children, but now that Sean's a father, we now get to see a show with a child who has an autistic parent.
Wow. Yeah.
Think about that for a second, JT.
Have we ever seen that on screen before? Probably
Like,
not.
we've seen that in the movie from the late 90s, early 2000s, I Am Sam with Sean Penn.
Right.
But, we've never really seen a show we've seen shows with neurotypical parents with autistic children, but now we're going to see one with a, now we could possibly see one with a neurotypical child with an autistic parent.
Something you don't normally see.
Something you don't see every day. So,
Good
yeah,
pick. Proud of
but
you.
and I'm sorry I gave you all a big doctoral thesis about this.
As the good doctor, more like the good Bill.
The good
Great
bit.
show.
Coming to
The
your
good Bill.
coming to your TV networks this fall.
Yes, coming to CNN with Bill. Just kidding. I have no idea.
But yeah, but this I think Sean and Leo are a great couple. They work off each other great. And oh, also, I have to say this today. Today's Freddie Highmore's birthday. So happy birthday, Freddie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Freddie Highmore on
Mhm.
Valentine's Day. Wow.
And you know his birthday also is today? Simon Pegg.
Really?
Yeah, Simon Pegg. From Mission Impossible and Star Trek. Come on.
Well, they both have Valentine's Day birthdays.
Yes, it's also my aunt's birthday too. Happy birthday to my aunt.
Happy birthday to JT's aunt.
Yes.
Okay, now that we're done with the birthday shout outs.
Yeah, we're done with our birthday shout outs. Let's jump over to I got my last pick, if that's okay. Well,
Okay, you got a last pick?
this might be a short show tonight, I'm gonna be honest with you, but we'll see. So
Okay.
let's see. Man, oh man. So I don't know. I'm trying not to touch on obvious ones, but at the same time, there's not
Because
really
I thought of one that might be obvious, but let's see what you got.
You know what? My last pick of the night, Bill, might surprise you,
Okay.
but this on-screen like couple until the character's unfortunate passing on the show, I thought their chemistry was great. Not just the actors, but the two characters too.
And what is that?
Do you know where we're going with this?
Not really, but go ahead.
George and um
Susan.
George and Susan on Seinfeld. I was about to say, what show is that again? No, this is like the one lasting relationship on this show.
Yeah, the
And
only thing that ends it is envelopes.
yes, George. So for those of you who don't know, in the show Seinfeld, and in my opinion, one of the greatest shows of all time. Um, George in season 4, when George and Jerry are pitching the show to NBC to make a TV show about Jerry's life, which is ironic because that's what the show that you're watching is about.
It's a
Uh,
show about nothing.
it's a show about nothing. What does that mean? What did you do today? I got up, went to work. There's a show. That's a show.
If
How
you
is
remember
that
the
a
Fairly
show?
Odd Parents thing, it's a show about nothing. How do we know
Ex-
when it's over? I do.
ex-
Click.
Exactly. But during season 4, George meets a woman named Susan. Susan is George's um girlfriend. They break up after a little while, and in the middle of the beginning of season 6. So all of season 5, George is dating different women, but the beginning of season 6, he I'll never forget this because I watched the whole show. I've watched all of Seinfeld, every single episode. I've seen every single show of that show, but many times over too. But George is at the beach and he thinks to himself, he's having flashbacks of when him and Susan were like couple and stuff like that. And he goes over to her apartment and says, hi, it's George, it's George. You want to get married? And then they hit it off from there. Then the season 7, 8, up until season 8, I think. No, so all of season 6, all of season 7, they are engaged to be married. George and Susan. They realize that they are meant to be until Susan dies from licking the envelopes that had poisoning on them for the wedding invitations. That's how Susan dies in Seinfeld. But up until that point, their chemistry is great. My God, Bill, the episodes like with the two of them are hysterical. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like they
absolutely.
like the more like you're a schmoopy, no, you're a schmoopy, and then George and Susan like kind of go off at each other about that, and uh like there's just so many great great episodes with the two of them on the show, and unfortunately, because she dies, she dies from licking the envelope, and they kill off the character of Susan on the show. But let's face it, this show is when they were together, it was uncomparable. Like it was like the one relationship in the show that actually made sense. Like George was engaged to Susan, and it really hit it off well. So until she died on the show, the character that is. But yeah, so just a really like a great chemistry between the two of them. I mean, Jerry and Elaine never really they because let's not forget, guys. Elaine is Jerry's ex girlfriend.
That is
The whole
true.
show. So just they became friends after the fact. Like, nah, let's just stay together. And George was the only one who ever really got married. Kramer never really had anyone to begin with. So
Like, we saw him with some people.
yeah, I mean, but my favorite, probably my favorite episode with George and Susan would have to be the marble ride. Remember the one that had like the
Yes, and they take the
like,
bread back. I was actually just thinking about that.
it's like trying to bait a muffin. They're trying to bait a hook a muffin on here, and it's like they're trying to like get the Schnitzer's marble ride up into our apartment building. That was hysterical. Oh my god, it's like Schnitzer's. It's
It's
so
just
funny.
it's a good. I do remember that episode.
It was great. Oh my God. There is so many great episodes of this one. I mean, if you want to go back and listen to what we love about Seinfeld, we did a top 10 Seinfeld episode show on our YouTube channel and our podcast form as well. Check it out as well. It is so funny. Such a great show. But yeah, George and Susan, one of the parts of the show where just a part of the show that just didn't, it was probably the best relationship that they had on the show. And I don't know. It worked for me. It was I thought it was a really solid like relationship that they had on the show. So that's just me. But yeah, George and Susan from Seinfeld. That's my last pick of the night. Bill, do you have anything else?
Okay, I actually do. Like, we can count movies too, right?
Yeah, but I'm good. I'm good. Go. I'm like good
You
though. So
know, um, are you ready to get the inner sweaty nerd in you?
talk to me, bud. I'm all ready. I'm all eyes and ears.
You ready for the talk a little bit about a comic book movie relationship? Justin's not here tonight, so I have to do this for you.
Okay.
I was thinking about the relationship between Spider-Man and both MJ and Gwen Stacy.
I didn't even think of that. I mean, I didn't think about that actually. The Spider-Man Gwen Stacy. Was it the Amazing Spider-Man 2, right?
Yes. And I'm
That
going to ask you
chemistry
a
was
fun
great.
question in a few moments, so be prepared.
Go ahead. You go first. What do you got?
Okay. You know what? I just want to ask you of the Spider-Man love interest. You got you got from the Sam Raimi movies, you got Mary Jane Watson played by Kirsten Dunst.
Mm-hmm.
In the Amazing Spider-Man, you have Gwen Stacy played by Emma Stone.
Yep.
And then in the Marvel movies, you have MJ played by Zendaya.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, my good man,
Talk to me, Bill.
which of those Spider-Man love interests you think was the best?
Hands down, Emma Stone.
Okay, I'm going to disagree and say Zendaya.
You tell me first, and I'll tell you why in a second. But go on.
Okay. Well, no, no. Well, first of all, I did really like Emma Stone.
I gotta say, and I guess I'll go first then. Um, Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. Nothing against, was it Kirsten Dunst? Right? That's who played MJ in the first
Yes.
Spider-Man. Yeah. Nothing against her. It was a little like towards when you get to Spider-Man 3, you're like, all right, here we go, whatever. And sure enough, it's like I believe in Spider-Man 2 in 2004, 20 years ago, in Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man 4, in 2004, in Spider-Man 2, I actually believe that chemistry more than I did in the first one and in the third one. But in the Amazing Spider-Man films, I think the strongest part of the films, those two films, was probably the casting of Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. And they did not go with Mary Jane Watson because they wanted to go with something different. And I appreciate that actually.
And now time for something completely different.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. It worked for me. Like the Gwen Stacy angle worked a lot for me, truthfully. So like it was more believable in my opinion. You know what I mean? It felt more like it just felt so more realistic, I guess you could say.
Well, like, here's my thing with MJ with Zendaya.
Go ahead.
Okay, at first I was thinking, this is really, this is just really, they're just shoehorning this in.
At first, you thought that way, right?
Yeah, but then as Spider-Man Far From Home came, I actually was thinking, hey, you know what? This might work. Because you can see the chemistry, you can see the bond they have.
Right.
And then in No Way Home, when
Yeah.
Spider-Man is told that nobody's going to remember who he is,
Yeah. I will say that was pretty very good too.
it's heartbreaking. But then when there's like this scene where MJ still knows who he is. MJ
Yeah.
still knows who he is. I'm like,
But does she? No, I'm just kidding.
no, but I remember this little thing from Far From Home when she was like going to meet her to take her on a little ride. He goes, okay, hey, don't text and swing. I thought
That's
that was
right.
kind of cute.
That's pretty cute. Yeah, that's good.
Don't text and swing.
You're gonna run into a building.
Yeah, you think texting and driving is dangerous? Yeah, by the way, don't text and drive, please.
Yeah,
Um,
for those who are listening to us in the car right now, do not text and drive.
please do not text and drive. If you think texting and driving is dangerous, texting and swinging, I think that's even more dangerous.
Oh, most definitely.
You will run into a building and you will die
Yeah.
or be severely handicapped.
Yeah. Yikes.
So don't text and swing. But anyway, but no, I think their relationship is very, but I actually think Peter and MJ's relationship is very sweet together. And can we all just, and listen, I like Gwen Stacy too, because she's smart. She's smart. She actually has a personality. And, can we all just agree? Can we just agree on something?
What?
Can we just agree that Kirsten Dunst is the worst of them?
I unfortunately have to agree with you on that because if you look at like, I mean, she was kind of like unbelievable. Like when I say unbelievable, I don't mean like in like a oh my god. I mean like a you almost didn't believe it kind of way.
You somewhat don't believe it.
Like in a bad way though. I'm saying it the wrong way, but like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 from 2002, 2004, and 2007 was the Sam Raimi films. Like a lot of like a good chunk of those movies. I mean, she was in them, yes, but they weren't like I don't know, like you know what I'm trying to say? Like it just didn't seem that believable for like the chemistry between Toby and Kirsten. You
You
know?
know what I think? I think Justin said it best. She's just the nice girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's like the high school crush that you always had, and then you stick around with her after high school, and then you become a couple, and then you find out, you know what I mean?
She's just boring, in my opinion. Like she
And,
seems nice, but that's really only her personality trait, that she's nice.
and don't get me wrong, she was like good for like but you know what I think? I think Spider Man. I think the Kirsten Dunst MJ worked for the films that she was in. Does that make sense?
What was that?
I think that Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane worked for the films that she was in. Does that make like the time period too? Like 2002, 2004, 2000 what? 7? That to me that era of Spider-Man films and obviously comic films too made sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, she like how to explain this? Like it worked, but it wasn't like I don't know. I just you know what I'm trying to say?
I kind of see what you're getting at.
Like in that era of film, that Spider-Man uh relationship with Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Kirsten Dunst, Mary Jane made sense, but did it hold up like now 20 years later? Did it though? You know what I mean? I don't know, Bill.
Did it hold up?
Yeah, what do you think it did?
I don't
Like,
think they relate. I think because we finally realized how boring Kirsten Dunst is.
yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like it's funny we're talking about Spider-Man and Valentine's Day, but that's me.
Oh
Um,
boy. Okay, I apologize.
no, but you brought up a good example though, with like with Mary Jane and all that stuff too. So I don't know.
I just thought that'd be a fun little question. I just thought that'd be a fun little question.
No, I think you're right. You know what? Honestly, Bill, I think you're right though. I think Mary Jane in Spider-Man, the Spider-Man films was like it fit the context of the time period. But then when you go to the Amazing Spider-Man 2, like the amazing Spider-Man films, the Amazing Spider-Man films with Emma Stone, I feel like they really wanted to work on the chemistry between the two of them. If that makes sense. Like the on screen, I think, and plus, didn't Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone date because they met on set?
They did, yes.
I don't know if
And
they're still
Zendaya
together
and
or not.
Tom Holland are dating now.
Did Toby and Kirsten ever date? Do we know
I
that?
don't think so. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
well, I mean, it's kind of like if it makes sense to me, you know what I mean? Like if like you're not like didn't Christian Bale and Anne Hathaway have a thing after The Dark Knight Rises or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
It's
But yeah,
Valentine's Day and the sweaty nerds are coming out.
yeah, let's not go there. But and then Spider-Man No Way Home hits, and you have Zendaya. Can I be honest with you? This is probably our last topic for the night. Now that I think about it, but like art, how to explain this? Zendaya, when they first said that Zendaya was going to be in the MCU as Mary Jane, I almost laughed at it.
Oh, I did too.
I was like, no way. There's no way in hell they're going to do that. But sure enough, it worked. Never doubt Kevin Feige, never doubt Marvel.
Hey,
Except
for
for that
those of
phase
you who are
five.
rolling your eyes, I need to tell y'all something. We talked serious for this episode. We deserve to have a little fun, okay? We deserve to have a little fun.
Yeah, we went into some serious stuff, right? Our favorite couples in these TV shows and movies. Let's face it, we had to have some fun. So
Yeah, we deserve to have a little fun. Come on, guys.
absolutely. So
But no, I think I actually think Zendaya was the best of them, but I really did like Emma Stone as well.
I thought Emma Stone, and you know what made Emma Stone, spoilers if you haven't seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2. If you
All three
haven't,
of you.
yeah, all of the two people in the world who haven't seen in the movie. If you have not seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, she dies at the end of the movie. And what's ironic is that she's wearing the costume designers made actually wear the same exact outfit she died in the comic books with.
I remember that.
I saw it in theaters and I was like, ooh, I got chills when that happened. The movie itself was not that good, but still. So
I remember watching the trailer and Justin bent over to me and said, "That's the costume. That's the outfit she wore in the comic when she died."
when I saw that movie in theaters, I think I whispered that. I think I said that to myself too. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, because I knew that. I knew that going in. I didn't know she was gonna die, but I knew that was said. So that happened. So, but yeah. So, anything else for our favorite on-screen couples, Bill?
Yeah,
For the
I just
show?
want to say I'm sorry we didn't touch upon the things you would think we were going to touch upon, like
It's all right.
Ross and Rachel from Friends. I didn't really watch Friends, so I have nothing to say on that matter,
Same here.
and other things. We're sorry, and those involved have been sacked. Good night.
Yes. Good night. Good. Go to bed. God bless.
All right, so
Um,
I think in the words of Imagine Dragons, guess what?
there's nothing left to say now.
There's nothing else to say now.
We want to thank you all for watching, listening. However, you enjoyed us tonight. Sign off in the comment section below of our YouTube channel. The Super Review Show for tuning in as always to our show. And thanks for watching and listening, guys. And Bill, you have something?
Hey,
Whatever.
listen, football's over, but we're still in business. Baseball's coming up. Sports
Woohoo!
on the Sports Insanity Network. Check us out. We are on all platforms.
Yes, sports and the SIN, they do a great job over there. And if you haven't already, I'm going to plug something of my friend's podcast as well. Check out the Point Three podcast on YouTube and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. You think we went nerdy? They go super nerdy. All they talk is Marvel, DC, Star Wars. You name it, they talk about it. Please, if you can support them on podcast form and YouTube channels as well, Simply the Point Three podcast. Please check them out as well. They do a great job over there. Brandon, you're welcome. I plugged your podcast on my show. You are very welcome. But thanks so much for watching and listening, guys. Happy Valentine's Day if you're listening to us by now. But thanks so much for
Whether you're
watching.
with someone or single, we hope you had a great day.
We hope you had a great day. It's full of love, as they say. Listen, love yourself no matter what. And then if someone comes in your picture, great. If you're already with someone, great too. Thanks for watching and listening, guys. For all of us here at the Super Review Show, happy Valentine's Day. Stay safe.
Take
Take
care.
care. And